boys-girls doubleheader between the White Bear Lake Bears and the Woodbury Royals. We start with the boys tonight, and the Bears looking to break a bad run of early season form. They have 1 win, 4 losses, and a draw in that time frame. They have not won since August the 28th when they won at North St. Paul. They played their last 2 games here at White Bear Stadium, drawing against Mounds View last Thursday in a game we had for you here on RICCI Media Group. And followed that up with a 3-0 loss at Ordine Stadium in Duluth on Saturday against Duluth East. So they have 1 draw in their last 3 games to their credit and hope to break through against Woodbury this afternoon. The Royals come in 3-1-1, but they are winless in their last 2 with a goalless draw at home against Cretin on Thursday of last week, and then a 4-1 loss at Minnetonka on Saturday. So their 3 victories have come against St. Thomas Academy, Andover, and St. Paul Central. So their 6th game of the season already for these teams. 1 round complete in the Suburban East, and these teams are tied for 4th place with a draw apiece. East Ridge, Park Cottage Grove, and Stillwater won their first games, so they are at the top of the league. Forest Lake, Irondale, and Roseville lost their first games, so they are at the bottom. Girls' game coming up will be a good one. Woodbury, with a record of 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw, will take on the Bears. We're off to a good start themselves. 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. So looking for a good one in our second game today and hoping the Bears are able to get things figured out against traditionally good Woodbury program coming up in just a few minutes. Jeff Pappas is my name, and we have received a number of requests, we should mention, to as to where the games are archived that we are doing right now, and that you can do that in a couple of different places. One of them is the website, RICCImediagroup.com, and that's spelled RICCI Mediagroup.com, or on our YouTube channel. So you can take a look at what we have done and hopefully decide that you might like to advertise or know someone who does with RICCI Media Group. We got 139 broadcasts scheduled this season, and all kinds of opportunity for you to both support the program, because a portion of this money goes directly back to the school to help with the programs, and also to help support the efforts that we have broadcasting and web streaming these games. White Bear Lake Area High School does receive a percentage of the sponsorship. You can get local business real-time video commercials and real-time reads with your logo read by my dulcet tones or by someone who sounds like me. So if that appeals to you at all, too, then by all means, give us a shout. And you can also reach us by email at sales@riccimediagroup.com. So we do hope you will do that. And in the meantime, I hope you'll enjoy a boys' soccer matchup here coming up in just a few moments. They put an extra 5 minutes on the clock, darn it all, anyway. So that kind of messed up my pregame plan, but we had some rain come through here earlier. The weather forecast says that it may rain up through the girls' game tonight. So as long as there's no lightning, we're okay with that. But, of course, that's easy for me to say. I'm sitting here in a covered press box, but I expect the fans coming to watch this one today will more or less be under an umbrella or under some form of plastic rainwear, something of that nature. So we were a few minutes away from opening kickoff, and as I mentioned, the extra time on the clock has completely messed up my idea here for the pregame. So let's just let it sit for a minute or two until kickoff here, and then we'll get this one underway for you here on RICCI Media Group this afternoon from White Bear Lake Stadium. All right, we are getting started late here. The girls' game scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. I think that might be a little over-optimistic as well, as there are a number of things that have to get taken care of before that game, of course. Number 1 being warm-up, and number 2, there is a parents' event before the game, which we'll have for you here. But so it looks as though we might wind up getting out of here a little bit later than we had thought tonight. But Woodbury will work from left to right in the first half. 3 wins, 1 loss, and a draw. As we mentioned, they are led in goal scoring by Kevin Centeno, Evan Vang, and Tadeo Magana with 2 goals each. They've scored 8 goals and allowed 9 in this time. Lucas Lavalle and Ethan Knowlton have the other goals for Woodbury. Bears are led by Isaac Barghini, sophomore, with 3 goals. Gavin Hewitt with 2. But Woodbury has only scored 6 in their 6 games, and Diego Rios has the other one. But find a way to get to goal here, and good chance to do that. They're hoping on home turf here against Woodbury. It's White Bear to kick off to start the game, and it will be Gavin Hewitt to do the honors. And here we go. White Bear starts with a long ball. A little bit mishit, and Woodbury will control. And they'll play it back to defense. Royals Landon Riley in possession over to the middle. And Woodbury's able to clear the ball towards midfield. Woodbury collapses in, and Hewitt goes down. Free kick awarded to White Bear Lake, about 35 yards out from goal. And Pescascalito, one of the captains for White Bear, will stand over the ball and take the kick. Try to run players onto it. As you can see from the alignment, there's a ball in, and it's headed away by Riley. Pescascalito trying to hold possession, and now White Bear trying to hold the ball as it goes towards the touchline and out of play, and that will be a throw-in for White Bear. And here comes Hasselman to take it for the Bears. We have possession here in the Woodbury end and have for the short tenure of this game. Now here's So'omimo on the left for Woodbury. Tries to beat his man off the dribble and spins into space on the outside. Now takes to the byline. Left-footed ball in, and not much that could be done with it, unfortunately, as the ball cleared up the near wing and finally towards midfield where Woodbury will gain possession. And a good wall pass down the near side winds up running just a little bit too far and into play. Throw in for White Bear right in front of their bench. As we're just underway here from White Bear Stadium. First game out of 2 today. The ladies are next. Pescascalito intervenes at midfield. And then goes to the right. And it winds up making Barghini come back for it. Barghini playing in a wide position here in the early going. Scored the goal against Moundsview here last Thursday in a 1-1 draw. And we got a push on the far side of the field, and that will be a free kick for White Bear. Pescascalito a little bit slow getting up. I believe he's tying his shoe. Yes. He's fine. White Bear will restart. Ball into the middle. Pescascalito charges with the left foot, trying to get to the left side, and that's picked off by Diaz for Woodbury. But again, a bright start here for White Bear Lake, trying to get a ball or two on goal here in the early going to cap things off. And Sendejas can't control it. It goes out of play. Throw in for Woodbury. And out of play. Another throw in for the Royals. So over 3 minutes gone. And Duenas tries to come onto it for Woodbury and can't. But now a feed down the wing for Centeno. And nothing there as the ball back into the middle is picked off by Rios and lofted downfield. And Woodbury will go back to the keeper, Aiden Feigl. Pescascalito off to the right. Good read there. And now Woodbury takes off down the left. Preston Lee with the initial play. Good step up there to get control for his team. White Bear throws it in. Shoulder charge there from Adam Bain wins the ball for Woodbury. Now over to the near side, Soamimo. Cuts to the middle and lays off to the fullback on the right side. And Hasselman can't control it. Now back comes Woodbury. A long ball in. That's going to go well wide of the goal. Shot taken there by Bain, but he wound up scuffing it, and it's going to go behind for a goal kick. Woodbury will trot back upfield. Now Diaz, or Woodbury, plays off to the left side of midfield. And it goes out of play. And that doesn't go out of play. Throw obviously not needed there. Now Gonzalez tries to play it ahead. The freshman for Woodbury, or for White Bear rather, now picked up by Duenas and played down the left. Into the area, and a shot by Bain trying to find the top left corner of the goal, and Cooper Shawls makes his first save of the game. And a good clearance downfield. Deflects off of Lee and goes out of play. Throw in for White Bear Lake. Royals again down the left. Lee overlapping right on the touchline. And was not able to keep it in play. It'll be a throw in for White Bears. The assistant makes the signal on the far side. Now a ball in, and it gets past the goalkeeper Shawls from Adam Bain. And there's a drive that goes over the top and didn't miss by a whole lot there from LaValle. And it'll be a goal kick for Woodbury, for White Bear, as Woodbury comes close here in the early going. 6.5 minutes gone. So Amimo plays it back in the midfield. Pescascalito after it. Rios out in front of the Bears bench, which is blocked to my view from the tent, but it's keeping everybody dry. And Woodbury then we'll switch over to the near side. Fryman cut out neatly now in midfield. Rios tries to drop it back, but Woodbury picks it up, and here's LaValle down the wing, and that is poked into touch, and that's going to be a corner kick for Woodbury, first for either team in the match, and we're coming up on the 32-minute mark of the first half. Over to take it is Adam Bain. A left-footed kick, so an in-swinger from there. Goalkeeper comes for it, can't get there, and it's picked up and cleared by Sendejas, but pressure remains on. Now down the left, that's Evan Vang for Woodbury, drawing two defenders. Ball goes out of play. Throw in for White Bear. Pescascalito against two white shirts. And out of play for a throw for Woodbury. And again, this is Bain taking a long run up. Long throw, the edge of the area, flicked on and away by Rios. Overhead kick winds up right in the hands of Cooper Shawls. And Woodbury will again go back to the defensive. Shawls slips as he distributes to the right side. It goes out of play. It's a throw for Woodbury. Vang loses possession, and this is Hasselman. Now away, but only as far as midfield. Hewitt gets in there for White Bear, plays into the middle for Rios. Pescascalito goes down, gets a free kick. And Gonzalez standing over the ball now for White Bear. Long ball in. Just a step away from Soamimo, and it winds up over to the White Bear right and out of play. Throw in for the Bears. High arcing throw from Weston Young into the area. Going to go out of play and behind for a goal kick. Woodbury taking it short and then drawing the forwards onto them before finally trying to distribute long. Lee ahead to Vang. Now a ball down the left looking for the run of Adam Bain. Puts it into the middle, and that is scuffed in front by LaValle, and it winds up going behind. And White Bear will pick up a goal kick. Now Woodbury's starting to apply themselves a little more. They break in on the left, and there is the first goal of the game. And it's Adam Bain scoring his first goal of the season for Woodbury. And it comes in minute number 11. And Woodbury grabs the lead 1-0. We'll go back for a kickoff, and Bain just broke in on the left and wound up beating Shawls to the far post. Well placed shot, and Woodbury has the lead. So the Bears came out strong for the first 4 or 5 minutes, and then Woodbury took over, and they have one in the net. And White Bear chasing the game early. Now a foul and a free kick for White Bear. On the wing. Be an interesting spot here. They decide they want to run players onto it. Pescascalito is standing over the ball. He'll take the kick. And White Bear with 4 in the box, including some height. Ball to the top of the area and headed away by Riley, one of the captains for Woodbury. And the set piece comes to nothing for White Bear. Woodbury trying to counter. And that is a very well played ball through to Evan Vang, closing Vang, and then an equally good play defensively by Caden Gonzalez to get a foot in front of that ball. Pescascalito. Long ball picked off, and Woodbury will play to the top of the area. Finally, Hasselman. Goes down the right. Lee for Woodbury. Lets it go out for a throw. No substitutions as of yet by either team. Lee will take. And another throw for Woodbury. Bain gives it back to Lee. Bain down the left, trying to control it. He can't control it on the touchline, so White Bear will get the throw. Woodbury in control again. Duenas tries to play it ahead and it winds up going out of play. Throw for White Bear. Escalito, left foot. Runs on the midfield looking there for the run of Soomimo and can't find him. Over to the near side it comes. Bears win a 50-50, and then Sendejas goes down on a shoulder charge. Ball comes back to White Bears. Defensive third. Keeper comes out, but the defender there first, Weston Young, plays it off to the right. Lee for Woodbury will drop it back to Landon Riley. Into the middle, Vang. Bodied off by Gonzalez for White Bear. Carrying on Duenas for Woodbury. Loose to the right. And Fryman wins the ball for Woodbury. Now played back to the top of the area, and Centeno can't get to it. So Amimo. Switches and goes down the right wing, but that's going to be too far, and it'll be picked up there by Preston Lee backtracking. Lee to Riley. Into the middle, weak ball picked off by Gonzalez. Dokken. Now Gonzalez in the middle this time has the ball taken off him by Centeno and try to play through the channel there. The goalkeeper will get to this one. Clearance by Shawls. Flicked on. And Woodbury will get to it. LaValle plays it back to the goalkeeper. That only goes as far as Rios. Left-footed shot. And a goal! Boy, nice play there by Rios. First to read the pass, then to make the pickoff, and then score from distance. Rios scoring in minute 17, and White Bear responds, and it's 1-1. Newlander now in for White Bear and will replace Sendejas. We'll go back behind the bench for a drink. And be a throw-in for Woodbury upfield. Coming up on the halfway mark of the first half, both teams have found the back of the net, 1-1. Now again, down the left ball, and keeper comes for it, very nicely read. Cutting out the cross there from Bain, and Shawls had that one. Textbook. Heavy first touch, and so Amimo lost the ball. LaValle can't play it in. Block tackle from Rio slows him up. Now Centeno down the right, and he lost out, tracking all the way back from the forward position. There is Sowamimo back into his, well, back to the corner flag. And the ball winds up going behind. It'll be a goal kick for White Bear. Nice play there by Evan Vang to keep the ball in play. Now Centeno on the right. Fullback trying to close him. He drags it back and taken away by Dokken and cleared. Colin Rogers into the middle. And Duenas plays it to the left. Lee overlapping up from the fullback spot. Lost possession. Bears clear, but only as far as Duenas. Pescascalito goes to the middle, and that's picked up by Rogers for Woodbury. Royals build in midfield. Centeno to the left. Now Lee. And that's put into touch by Hasselman. Throw in for Woodbury. Halfway mark of the first half coming up. And the ball back to Feigl in the Woodbury goal. Pass to the middle, and now it runs down the Woodbury left. And played on into touch, throw in for Woodbury. LaValle. He'll get another one. That's going to get headed behind, and that'll be a corner. Don't think that was what Newlander had in mind. And now Woodbury gets a set piece. Adam Bain scored his first goal of the season earlier. We'll put it up for the corner kick. Towards the back post and volleyed by Riley and touched over neatly by the goalkeeper, Shawls. And that'll be another corner kick. Shawls just flipped it over the bar, and Woodbury will try again. Goalkeeper comes for that one, and we're going to get a push in the middle on Woodbury. And that was against the goalkeeper, as Diaz was up front, man marking the goalkeeper, and wound up pushing. Now Sowamimo tried to break through, lost the ball, and a little loop over the top here. Now into midfield for Gonzalez, and he's a little slow getting to it. Too much to run for, and now here comes Woodbury's Bain. That goes out of play. And a throw in for Woodbury on the far side. So with the exception of the goal, White Bear Lake has defended well in the first half. Bain will take. Into the area, keeper comes for it, and now down in front of the goal, Centeno, and then a nice play by Sowamimo just to throw him off his stroke and win the ball. Lays it up the touchline. That's going to go out of play for a throw for Woodbury. Now Lee plays it down the wing for Duenas. And now Vang. Top of the D. And White Bear able to defend it all the way across the field, and finally they clear it. It's going to go down the right, and Colin Rogers after it for Woodbury will knock it down. Starts up the left. And now a pass to the right is flicked at by Hasselman, and that Enables him to win possession before Bain can get to it. Now Bain down the left. First touch into the area, and the goalkeeper makes the play before Centeno can get there. Good clearance. Now Rios on the far side for White Bear. Out of play. Nope, excuse me. That was the ball boy. And now played back onto the goalkeeper, who will make a sliding play. Low line drive type clearance. And controlled by Duenas. Now Rios to midfield. Nice play by Fryman to win the ball for Woodbury. And it goes out of play. Throw in, or excuse me, a goal kick for White Bear. 16 minutes to play in the first half in a 1-1 game. Bain for Woodbury, Rios for White Bear. Substitution now, Ethan Knowlton for Woodbury, number 20. And Charlie Stepnick in the game for White Bear. Chest trap by Rios at midfield. Wins the ball. Nice play to bring it to ground. Now a long ball to the left looking for Soomimo. That comes free at midfield, and we're going to get a whistle and a free kick for Woodbury. Lee down the left. Now into the middle for Knowlton, freshly arrived. Long ball and a save made off Fryman by Shawls. That shot was from every bit of 30 yards. Now a ball in, and again Shawls gets to it. Pass to Rios, and then he gives it up. Newlander for White Bear into the middle. Pescascalito. Back down the left for Rios. Woodbury with some numbers. Back. White Bear with numbers forward. Here's Soomimo trying to free up the right foot. Plays it into the middle. Pescascalito lays it on. And shoulder contact there before the White Bear attacker Stepnick could get to it. Perfectly legal. And Lee will take the throw for Woodbury. Lee down the left. It's going to be played back to the goalkeeper by the Bears. Now here's a giveaway. And Knowlton on the left foot, and that shot goes off of Dokken. Now Lee with a long looping effort that will be played into the chest by Shawls. Bears pick it up and holding up the ball. Hewitt plays it off for Rios on the right. Switch into the middle for Pescascalito, who is charged at from behind. Dokken to the left. Soomimo can't play it, and it's going to run back deep into the Woodbury defensive third and out of play for a throw. Pescascalito. Long right-footed shot, curls right into Feigl, who makes the save. Pass on the left intended for Vang, and that's cut off by the Bears. Pescascolito in midfield. Trying to find Rios. Stepping up, Newlander. His pass to the left is intercepted, and now Woodbury will turn it back down the wing. Flag up as the ball gets out of play as Duenas can't control it. Throw in White Bear. Pescascolito draws a double team. Out of play. Throw for the Bears. LaValle plays it back. Newlander into touch. Throw for Woodbury. 11 minutes left in the first half. And Kenneth Woodring now in the game for Woodbury. And he will replace Diaz. And the ball goes out of play on that little foray upfield. Woodbury was being given possession. Now out of play, and the Bears win the throw. So Amimo in the air towards midfield. And a win there for Preston Lee in the air. Bears get it and try to play down the right, and that's going to wind up going out of play. They will win the throw as Stepnick upfield was the target of the pass. Deflected on the way to him, and White Bear now will pick it up. Gonzalez tried to thread one through, and Woodbury gets it back, and here comes a ball over the top. Keeper comes for it, and just before the attacker, Bain, gets there, Shaw is able to play it to the right. Rios dropping back into midfield, now leaves it on the left. Newlander. Pescascolito. Rios. Down the left, looking for Soamimo. But getting there first is LaValle. Ball goes to the corner, and it's going to go behind. And that's going to be a corner kick for White Bear. That'll be their first of the match. And it'll be Gavin Hewitt to take it. Woodbury will guard both posts. Their corner defense. Into the middle and away by Centeno. Gonzalez. Back to the right, and White Bear Lake able to recycle some possession here. Step over by Hasselman. Now played back to the defense. Fryman goes out of play. White Bear throw. And Gonzalez has it. Ball into the middle. Pescascolito can't get to it. And now Riley. Ball into the middle. Ball takes a weird hop, and the goalkeeper has to come for it. Dock in there to help out. Distribution to Gonzalez on the ground, but a weak pass turns the ball back over. And here's Bain. Leaving it. Riley. Into the middle. Lays it off, but there's no one there. And Soamimo starts back for White Bear. Puts one into the middle, looking there for Stepnick. And that's broken up. Fryman for Woodbury only gets it as far as Pescascolito. The White Bear captain plays it back. Soamimo having trouble there as LaValle to get him to turn. He did it anyway. And Gonzalez plays to the right where there's no runner. And that's picked up by Evan Vang for Woodbury. Ball in the middle. And a pass to the right for LaValle. And now a ball to the right where there is no runner. And The goalkeeper will pick it up. Shawls for White Bear. Less than 7 minutes to go in the first half. 1-1 the score. First of two. The girls play the doubleheader game, scheduled to start around 7 o'clock. Here's Soamimo with it. Pescascalito draws two, feeds it off to the near side. Stepnick into the middle. Pescascalito back to Newlander. Pescascalito again. Newlander up the wing for Soamimo. They're having trouble getting off the touchline. That's not picked up by Woodbury. And here's Knowlton with the left foot. Lays it to the middle. Then that's picked up, and Gonzalez plays off to the right. Stepnick come back for the ball. Now lost it, and down the left side comes Preston Lee, and that goes off his foot. And White Bear trying to latch on here. Now picked up by Bain, and we get a whistle. We have a foul back up the field. And a free kick for Woodbury. About 40 yards out from goal. 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Bain in the 11th minute for Woodbury. Rios in the 17th for White Bear. And we have a 1-1 draw. Woodbury has had most of the possession in the first half. White Bear has defended well. Cody Olson in for White Bear now, wearing number 36. Lob over the top. Keeper comes for it, but he's obstructed. Ball to the right, and it just trickles past to the post. And the goalkeeper comes off the line to come for that ball. Helps to have a friendly shirt somewhere in the vicinity. He was blocked off quite legally from that ball, and it wound up bouncing wide to the right of the goal. Bears deal with that. 4.5 minutes to go, and it bounces over the top of Hewitt. Now on the left, ball played for Hewitt, and he has to get around a defender. And they'll have to wind up going all the way back to the goalkeeper as Feigl being closed down. Plays to midfield. And Duenas can't get to it. Lee on the left. And now White Bear able to gain possession in midfield. A pass for Hewitt trying to turn there. Now on the near side, this is Parker Anderl for White Bear, number 8, and he lost possession. Ball goes out of play. White Bear throw. And waiting to come in for Woodbury, Jonah Fearing, number 17. Now loop down the left side looking for Anderl. Pescascalito tracking back, trying to win the ball in midfield, and does. Nice use of the body. Pescascalito to the left. Had to go down the wing, and it's tipped out of play. Throw in for White Bear in front of the Woodbury bench. Newlander takes it. And Hewitt couldn't quite reach it. It goes out of play, and again, that will be a White Bear throw. Just over 3 minutes now. Newlander out of play, and that'll go to Woodbury. Substitution. So Fearing in the game. And he will replace Knowlton. Taylor Coopin in for White Bear for the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. And there's a overhead flick by Hewitt. Tries to run onto it and unable to get there before Cohen Rogers clears for Woodbury. Royals in possession now. LaValle plays it to midfield. Bears will go back to the goalkeeper. Shawls to the near side. Out of play, throw in. Should be for Woodbury, and it is. Ball into the area. And Dokken trying to make a play there. Comes back up the wing, and Anderl turns. Less than 2 minutes to go in the half. Played across by LaValle. And the Bears get to it and clear. With the left foot, Hasselman. Now trying to get onto the ball again. But again, Woodbury will control. Down the near side, Bain gets into the area. Will stop, start, and Pescascolito trapped it right off him. Ball played up the wing. And it's Anderl with it, and he can't control it. Woodbury gets the ball back. And they'll try again. Riley pops one over the top. Chest trap down by Newlander. A long ball. And Fryman will go back for it for Woodbury. Back over to Landon Riley, number 4. Last minute of play. And Feigl plays it ahead. Woodbury will get one more pop at it here with less than a minute to go, and they shake free. And that's Centeno playing it down the left. Lee gets into the area, gets to the byline, tries to put it back in, and a header by Dokken is able to clear that away from danger, and that winds up going behind. And that's going to be a corner kick for Woodbury that they're going to have to take quickly. 30 seconds to go. Duenas to take. Low effort in, cut out neatly, but it comes right back to him. Better ball in this time, and a header! And in the last moments of the first half, Landon Riley on the cross from Duenas makes it 2-1 for Woodbury with 12 seconds to go in the first half. So that is a tough break for White Bears. Certainly a 39th minute goal by Riley, and Woodbury now has a 2-1 lead. And that's the score we are more than likely going to take to the dressing room. Ball in midfield, and Duenas now will play it back to defense, and that will do it. Our first half is over, and White Bear Lake trails Woodbury 2-1 at the break as Woodbury snatches one right at the interval. Bain in the 11th minute, Rios in the 17th for White Bear, and then Riley with a header on a 39th minute crossing pass from Tadeo Duenas, and it's 2-1 for Woodbury at the break. We will have a halftime break and then come back with our second next. 2-1 Royals at recess. This is White Bear Lake High School Sports coming your way on RICCI Media Group.
Animasano roll out. Quick hitter, and that is caught for the touchdown in the corner as Byron White with the touchdown. Animasano with the low throw, but White able to.
Bears in possession. Dokken tries to play it ahead, and now here's a run into the middle, so Mimo will not able to reach it. Oh, and the goalkeeper fans on it. It's a gift, and the first goal of the game goes to White Bear. Ike Barghini, and you will not get an easier goal than that. Goalkeeper came out to play it. Betty took a swing and he missed, and Ike Barghini was there with an open goal, and he walks in to score it with exactly 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Defenders left in the wake, pass to the right, and that's Fields, and it's onside. Fields starts down the right. Fields going right in. Fields takes the shot, and it's the first goal of the game. It is Linnea Fields, and White Bear has the lead. And again, a good ball on the right. Flag. In this case, the referee's arm stays down, and here's a chance for White Bear. Cutting into the middle, and a left-footed shot. That is in the net from Piper Curry, and White Bear goes up 2.
Animasan will roll out. Quick hitter, and that is caught for the touchdown in the corner as Byron White with the touchdown. Animasan with the low throw, but White able to.
Bears in possession. Dokken tries to play it ahead, and now here's a run into the middle, so Mimo will not able to reach it. Oh, and the goalkeeper fans on it. It's a gift, and the first goal of the game goes to White Bear. Ike Barghini, and you will not get an easier goal than that. Goalkeeper came out to play it. Betty took a swing and he missed, and Ike Barghini was there with an open goal, and he walks in to score it with exactly 5 minutes remaining on the clock. Defenders left in the wake, pass to the right, and that's Fields, and it's onside. Fields starts down the right. Fields going right in. Fields takes the shot, and it's the first goal of the game. It is Linnea Fields, and White Bear has the lead. And again, a good ball on the right. Flag. In this case, the referee's arm stays down, and here's a chance for White Bear. Cutting into the middle, and a left-footed shot. That is in the net from Piper Curry, and White Bear goes up 2. We're back at White Bear Stadium at halftime. Woodbury leading White Bear 2-1 thanks to a goal with 12 seconds remaining in the first half by Landon Riley for the Royals. We want to apologize. We had some technical issues in the first half. Everything is on the YouTube channel at the moment, and that's where the game archive will go. So if you want to see the first half of this game, the YouTube channel for RICCI Media Group is the place to go. And hope you have the wherewithal. Most people have access to the YouTube machine these days, so you can see the first half there. And don't forget, we have the girls' game coming up right after this, which will also be on the YouTube site. So we are looking forward to bringing you that game. Now, White Bear has to find a way back into this game after falling behind in the waning moments of the first half. And here we go. White Bear changes direction, of course, as do the Royals. Now the ball deep in the Woodbury, the White Bear Lake defensive third. They try to clear up the wing, and that's going to be turned back and finally out of play by Duenas, and it'll be a throw-in for Woodbury. And this will be Adam Bain to take it. Here's the throw into the area, and it's caught by the goalkeeper. Long ball there from Bain, winds up right in the breadbasket of Cooper Shawls, and White Bear will start back. Now a giveaway in midfield, a pass down the left wing, looking there for Bain. Now Lee, and that's going to get out of play. Throw for Woodbury. And once again, Adam Bain will crank one up, take the long run. And that gets into the area. Oh, and off the crossbar. The ball winds up in the middle and right on the boot of Kevin Centeno, and he put it right off the crossbar and out of play. Woodbury trying to get a third goal here in the opening couple of minutes. Lee back into the middle. And now Here is Duenas trying to put one through. And that was blocked out by Hasselman. Now, another shot right onto the goalkeeper, and Feigl is able to make a stop in the midsection. So Woodbury has come out very strongly here in the second half with a couple of good chances. One saved by the crossbar and the other by the goalkeeper. That's Soamimo with it. Trying to get across the field, and he fought a running battle with Duenas and lost it. Back into the center of defense for Cabron Barriquet for Woodbury. Now Lee. Plays it ahead. And Vang now to the right side. Here's Centeno in the middle. Woodbury runs up against an organized back line for the Bears. Now it's played ahead. Flag is up for offside as Gavin Hewitt caught up to the ball. And there's the free kick. Flicked on into the middle, dealt with by Dokken. Soamimo chasing down the left, but the Royals will get there first. That's going to come all the way through. Barriquet plays it off to the left wing. Lee intervening, and now the ball to the center of defense. Dokken waiting for it, and it's now cleared away by Hasselman. Rios trying to win a ball there, and it winds up right back at the White Bear Lake line, and the flag up on the far side. As Centeno got onto the ball at the top of the 18, but was offside. So we'll get a free kick for White Bear, and we'll start things up again. Just under 5 minutes gone in the second half, and White Bear trailing 2-1. That's going to come back to the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper, Shawls, winds up accidentally putting it into touch. Throw in for Woodbury on the far side. They take it quickly. Neat step over move and a shot along the turf by Bain. Shawls has no trouble with it. Now LaValle back. Leaves it. Duenas. A ball down towards the byline, and a cutback is dealt with by the defense. And Barriquet for Woodbury plays it back to Landon Riley, the second goal scorer. Lee back down the wing. Zigged when they should have zagged there, and it goes out of play. Pass to the middle for Soamimo. And now back to Riley, center of defense. Gets away there from Gavin Hewitt. Now Riley starts right up the middle. Then passes through to the right, way too much on it. Goal kick for White Bear. White Bear gets the throw on the near side. Flicked on by Rios and then played back over the top. And the goalkeeper has it. Riley. Down the left wing, good close control there, and now Lee. Shakes free down the left. Preston Lee. Into the area, puts it across. And can they get that ball to sit down? Centeno can't. And cleared on the near side, and now here comes So'omimo back for White Bear Lake. Hewitt ran into from behind Rios. And now Pescascolito ahead. Rios back to Pescascolito. Scuffs a pass to the left. It's heading towards the touchline, and it's out of play before Barghini can get to it. White Bear's leading goal scorer with 3. Woodbury again in possession. And a foul called right outside the penalty area as Duenas tried to break through and was taken down, and that will be a free kick for Woodbury in an interesting spot. We have a White Bear player shaken up. And it's Newlander. He's just now getting to his feet, collecting himself a little bit, and I think he's going to be okay. Might have just got the wind knocked out of him there. So now a set piece right outside the penalty area. Bain and Duenas are the 2 players over the ball. Duenas nearer on your screen. Referee paces off 10 yards. Duenas, and it's good. That's the wrong sport, unfortunately, but over the top and through the uprights. White Bear will make substitutions. Cody Olson, 36, and Grayson Anderson, number 20, coming on, replacing Weston Young and Isaac Barghini, who will head to the bench, and White Bear restarts, still chasing the game with half an hour to go. And we've got a foul and a free kick given to White Bear. They're judging a push in that build-up, and now White Bear will get it back. Chance to get it upfield. Exactly half an hour to go. Pescascolito ahead. Lost it, and now picked up in midfield. Woodbury back. And again, Bain. Just slide it through on the left. Keeper comes for it. Now has to retreat, and finally, it's chipped toward the area by Centeno, and he wanted a corner kick for it. Didn't get one. Pescascolito. Now the ball runs toward the touchline. So'omimo tries to get to it and can't, and it's going to be a White Bear throw, though. Newlander lobs it ahead. Hewitt is in there battling for White Bear, but can't win the ball. Played down the right side, and here's Bain running onto it for Woodbury. 1 against 3. Bain gets into the area, takes the left-footed shot, tried to chip the goalkeeper and puts it over and behind. So a goal kick for the Bears. Baines had a good game today for Woodbury. Now a ball up the middle, a little bit too far for Gavin Hewitt. Now back to the center of defense, Dokken. Left-footed clearance. Colin Rogers. He gave it up. White Bear starts back, and now they have a chance to run down the right as Hewitt catches up to the ball, and then the defender catches up to him. And it's picked up by Preston Lee. Played up the wing. Good intervention there by Hasselman. Knocked the ball out of play. Throw in for Woodbury. Had to shake free down the left side again is Bain, who's just switched sides. Bain gets to the right foot. Bain goes down, and the ball comes to the goalkeeper. A weaving run there by Bain, which shows he can play either side. So Amimo back to Pescascalito down the left wing, doesn't connect. And Woodbury gets the ball back, pass on the left. And it goes out of play before Bain can make a play on it. And the Bears, Pescascalito taking off the ball. And now Woodbury over to Duenas. Gets into the area. Duenas working, taking a shot that doesn't miss by much. Goes wide of the far post and behind for a goal kick. Woodbury, impressive in midfield. White Bear is ceding possession an awful lot in midfield. Sometimes Woodbury has something to do with that. Sometimes they don't. We've seen it on goal kicks and clearances a number of times where the ball has just gone directly to a Woodbury player, but they've also been strong in midfield, and they have been able to dispossess White Bear at times, which enables them to keep sustained pressure on as Riley's pass is intercepted. Nice work there by Rios. And now White Bear trying to break out a ball down the left, and here is Soamimo running onto it. In space with help, Soamimo gets to the area and then goes down. And the ball is collected by Feigl, and it'll be Woodbury to restart play. Good counterpunch there by White Bear, and just about resulted in something on goal, but Soamimo went down right at the last minute and not able to get a shot away. Duenas down the far side. And Dokken for White Bear clears, but only as far as Duenas. And now controlled by Barriquet. Off to the near side, it was touched. We'll see who was touched by, and it's going to be a Woodbury throw. Taken by Lee. Now Centeno. Left-footed shot. Ooh, didn't miss by a whole lot there. And they're going to say that that was deflected by Shawls and around the post, and it'll be a corner kick for Woodbury. And Duenas will take it for the Royals. Into the middle. There it is. It was deflected home by Cabron Barriquet in front of the goal. It's 3-1. Right off a corner kick. And that comes with just under 25 minutes to go. 56-minute goal, and it's a 3-1 lead for Woodbury. Now Soamimo is going to come off for a rest for White Bear. Pescascalito pressured. Ball comes to the near side, and White Bear now needing to find 2 goals. And again, this possession, Cohen Rogers. Bears battling hard to get it back. And Barrick, the most recent goal scorer, plays it to the right side. Fryman tips it ahead. LaValle back to the center of defense. Woodbury still with 4 players forward here with a 3-1 advantage. Duenas with the right foot. Long ball. And a stop made by Scholes. There was another case. First and second ball to Woodbury as Preston Lee made that play, working with Duenas, the midfielder, on that side. Excuse me. Knowlton is back in now for Woodbury. And it'll be Evan Vang coming out. He has had a nice game, too, for Woodbury. Now a ball into the area. And Centeno lays it off, and there's a bullet right onto the goalkeeper. Off the boot of Barrick, who has just scored his first goal and made a good bid for his second, but Scholes is able to make the stop. And now the Bears back quickly. Trying to play through the middle, and the goalkeeper will come for that and play with the feet out to midfield. And the Bears able to pick that up. Pescascolito with it. Out of the right. Nice ball in for Rios. He goes down right at the top of the area, wins a free kick. So White Bear with a set piece here. 22 minutes to play. Pescascolito will take. So they'll set up a mini wall in front to avoid the direct route to goal. Number of players lined to the far side. Pescascolito takes and puts it over. Hewitt comes back on for White Bear. And he will replace Rios. And the goal kick taken short. Bears in midfield. Pescascolito. Left side. I tried to flick through there for Gavin Hewitt. Couldn't get it to him. Pescascolito battles still. And now has it. To the left. And then his entry ball knocked out of play by LaValle. It'll be a White Bear throw as we come up on the halfway mark of the second half. Pescascolito leaves it. And then it's stolen away by Duenas for Woodbury. Pass through the middle. And now Woodbury consolidates. Flag up, though, as the ball went down the right for Bain, and he was offside. So it's a free kick for White Bear. Goalkeeper takes. Pescascolito gets the second ball and now plays over the top. Gonzalez to the right and not able to get onto that ball. Barghini now loose in midfield. And the White Bear defenders run into each other, the central defenders. And now Woodbury back, and a effort there comes off the goalkeeper, off the boot of Duenas, and Scholes won the race to the rebound. $19:25 left. did we get a card showing there? Referee's going over to the White Bear bench. Nobody's come off. Now Hewitt is heading toward the sideline, and he has come off. And White Bear resumes play. And some space down the left. Lee gets deep, cuts it back into the area. Gonzalez got a boot to it. It winds up out of play and a throw in for Woodbury. Bain will wind up for a long throw. Bain heaves it towards the goal, headed by Riley and wide of the goal. And it'll be a goal kick for White Bear. Time becoming a real factor now with 18 minutes and change to play. White Bear needs 2. Little overhead flick there by Barghini. And a free kick awarded to White Bear. Long ball ahead. Bounces on to Soomimo, who cannot make a connection. And there's a shove. That's a shoulder charge, and the referee says play on. And here's Woodbury in control. Lincoln Schneider, 22, plays it to the middle. Ball over the top. Keeper coming for it, and a nice job there. But in an interesting play by Shawls, he knew he couldn't carry the ball out of his area on the far side, so he had to release it. And that resulted in a bit of a scramble. The end result is a goal kick. And now Rios is back in. And he will replace Cody Olson. Now Duenas over to the right. Barraquet with a goal here in the second half. Back for Duenas. Barraquet now back for Riley. He was pressured. Gets the ball over to the opposite side for Rogers. Into the middle. And dealt with by Dokken. Out of play on the near side. Throw in for Woodbury. Gonzalez in a holding position is able to knock the ball off to the left for White Bear. Now a long ball. Going to be tracked down. Keeper comes for it, and ball winds up cleared to the right side. Woodbury keeps possession. Out of play. Throw in for Woodbury. LaValle will take. Intercepted by Dokken. Pescascalito. Long ball ahead as they're trying to go over the top and get a runner onto that ball. Finally picked up there by Rogers. Over for Lee. Last quarter hour to go, 15 minutes. Good work there by Hewitt. And then he lost out as Riley bombs one back towards midfield. Dokken. The left foot trying to dribble out of trouble, and he is brought down. The tackle came right between and right through his legs, and that's referee's going to go ask the assistant what he saw there. That could well be a card. Yep, and it is. That tackle by Lincoln Schneider came right through the legs of Logan Dokken. That's the kind of tackle they don't want to see, especially if you don't get the ball. It winds up going out of play, and Schneider will receive a yellow card. And Centeno will come back in for Woodbury. And now Schneider will go right back to the substitutes line. He has to come out for the card, but can come back in at the next opportunity. And whenever that is, he'll be right back out there. Bears on the right. Pescascalito. Triple team. Someone's got to come to him. And now the ball picked up by Centeno. Down the near side, here's Bain. Duenas. Now picked away, and the Bears will gain possession. Rios. And that hits the referee, so we'll get a drop ball here. And White Bear will get possession. 13:20 to go. And White Bear will break down the right. Top of the area, Hasselman. And then he lost out. And Duenas will let Centeno get to it. Back for Duenas. Rios coming back, and there's a shot. And he finds a corner. And it is 4-1, the goal for Tadeo Duenas. Woodbury scoring a fourth goal with just under 13 minutes to go. 67 minutes on the clock. And Woodbury leads it by 4-1. So substitutions now, and White Bear having a difficult second half. 2 goals in 11 minutes. Barraquette and Duenas with the goals for Woodbury. Pescascalito plays it ahead. Good sequence in tight here by the Bears, but the ball at the end winds up with Barraquette. And now So Mimo trying to get onto it at the end, and it comes back to the goalkeeper. Feigl plays off to the right, and Woodbury will start back. We have just over 12 minutes to go. Girls' game will follow. There is a parents' ceremony beforehand, plus a warm-up. So looks like, and there's a full-length save, as I was describing what's going to happen between games, and a nice stop as LaValle snuck in on the right, and Shawls went full length to block him. Rogers plays it ahead. Now Bain gets by one, gets to the edge of the area. Puts on an extra move. Bain gets into the area. Finally, it's poked away, and we got a foul. It's going to be Well, referee says play on, as it turns out. The assistant had the flag up, but the referee has the last word. Pescascolito in midfield, lost possession, and back comes Woodbury again. Hustling down the right is Knowlton. Pulls it back to the top of the area, and a little left foot flick right at the top by Adam Bain. Winds up going out on the near side. And it will be Woodbury to throw it in. And it's going to be Cohen Rogers eventually to take this throw. And Jonah Fearing back in for Woodbury. Played briefly in the first half. And I believe there was a card handed out there to Knowlton, who has to sit. The referee discussing that with the bench. Now a flick on, and it goes in on the far side. To make it 5-1. And it was Diego Diaz with the second bounce as the ball came in on the goalkeeper. Hit the turf once, and then Diaz was able to pop it over his head and into the goal. And it's now 5-1. So Riley's goal at the end of the first half, the start of some bad things for the Bears. Dokken back to the goalkeeper. Shaw's back to Dokken. Pescascolito to the left. Woodbury again continues to press. They have 4 players up high with a 4-goal lead, and the ball winds up going out of play. It'll be a White Bear throw. 10.5 minutes left. Actually, it's a free kick given, excuse me. And it will be Caden Gonzalez to take it. Oh, and now here's Soamimo breaking through on the left. Soamimo around the goalkeeper, and a goal for White Bear. Latif Soamimo, his first goal. Great patience on that play. Waited for the keeper to come and slot it underneath him. And that goal comes in minute 70. And White Bear pulls one back. It's 5-2. Very nice patience there from Soamimo. Waited for that play to develop, waited for a shot. Now we're going to get a goalkeeping change for Woodbury. Max Bounds coming in to play goal for Woodbury. The last 10 minutes of this game, he's seen limited duty. Made 2 saves on the season, but now with a 3-goal advantage, he comes on in relief of Aiden Feigl. Now here's Hasselman. Plays it. Pescascolito tries to play it out, gets a second try, and then cuts right in front. That's what they need. And now off to the near side. Woodbury trying to play it ahead. And we're going to get contact there on the sideline, and a free kick awarded for White Bear. Bears to take as we're under 10 minutes to go. Long lofted ball forward. Pescascolito in midfield. Held off at arm's length by Knowlton, and now ball comes free, and he wound up doing his job. Here's Dokken playing it forward, looking for Soomimo. Cut off his run, would have been offside. And now off on the far side, it's played to the middle, and the Bears will pick it up. Pescascolito. Cuts it back to the middle. Looking there for Barghini and could not get it to him. Throw in for White Bear with 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go. And it's a 5-2 score. Out of play, throw in for Woodbury. Flipped ahead, and now Royals break down the left at Schneider. And Schneider cuts into the area. He's in a foot race. Schneider from a sharp angle lays it off. Oh, and he put it right past the forward on that side. Might have been a sixth goal. Long ball down the left as White Bear survives that. Loose in midfield. And Barghini, the chest trap. Rios plays it back, and Dokken will go back for it and play back to the keeper. Gonzalez, Pescascolito. Hewitt. Now a long ball again looking for Soomimo, and he is blocked off, but carrying on. Rios closing. Rios makes it 5-3 with 7 minutes to go. Excuse me, that was Barghini, not Rios. I beg your pardon. And White Bear has pulled back a couple. 5-3 now. And it goes out of play. That's going to be a goal kick. I thought that was Rios. I owe you an apology there. But Isaac Barghini's fourth goal of the season, and White Bear scored twice in a 4-minute span. 6 goals scored coming into this contest, and they get 3 today. Centeno and Vang coming back in. And Bain as well as now here's Barraquette with it for Woodbury. That's lost out of play. It'll be a White Bear throw with 6:20 to go. Barghini with a goal. 73rd minute, 5-3. And White Bear with some momentum here as they've scored a couple of quick strike goals, but now back comes Centeno. And another ball back into the Woodbury or the White Bear penalty area, and Shawls distributes on the ground with a throw to the left. And now Woodbury picking it up. And a ball down the right for Evan Vang, freshly reintroduced. Ball into the middle. And now here's Bain trying to free up his right foot. Puts it into the middle. And there's a stop by Shawls and a chance for Centeno. And again, he's got his head in his hands. But the Bears pick it up and go right back upfield. Barghini. 5.5 minutes to go. Wall pass there, but it's picked up. Vang plays it ahead. Pescascolito for White Bear. Charges forward, looks for help. Goes to the left, but the run of Soomimo was to the right, and he was not there. Played back into the White Bear defensive third, and it's going to be a corner kick for Woodbury with just under 5 minutes to play. 5-3 the score. And it'll be Bain setting up a left-footed corner. Puts it into the area. and it's deflected behind. Woodbury wanted a handball call there, but it's going to be another corner. It's the ball played by Hazelman. In swinger. Oh, and it's in the net. I don't know if it was touched or not. We'll see who they give credit for that goal to. It might well be to Adam Bain, but Woodbury gets a sixth goal. I think that may have been touched by Shawls on the way in. I'm going to go with Bain for the time being. There's been no announcement. And now Woodbury back. Bain down the wing. Into the area. Bain shoots and Skulls is able to make the stop. And now with 3.5 minutes to go, it's back to a 3-goal game. 6-3 for Woodbury. And here they come again. Duenas to the left for Bain. And a good slide tackle there. Knocks the ball out of play by Caden Gonzalez. And another corner for Woodbury. And again, it'll be Duenas to take it. Now substitutions again. Knowlton is in, Fearing is in, and Kenneth Woodring is in now with 3 minutes to go and a 3-goal lead. And here is the corner kick. It's punched out by the goalkeeper, and finally Shawls battles his way through to get possession. Now Soomimo trying to get control. And it winds up back in the center of defense. Riley off to the right. Pescascolito. And they lose possession again as Knowlton feeds the left, and that gets out of play. Throw in for White Bear with 2 minutes and 38 seconds to go. .50 ball, and now it winds up out of play. Throw in for White Bear. Girls' game is next. Looks like it's going to be about half an hour between games. 2:18 to go. Woodbury will go to 4-1-1 and snap a mini 2-game losing streak as Barraquette comes right over the top to win that header. Now Pescascolito. He goes down. There's the free kick. And Pescascolito gets one final effort for his team. Under 2 minutes to go. Looks like he'll take the free kick himself. And the referee will pace off 10 yards. Pescascolito will chip it towards the goal and onto it. And it winds up going behind for a goal kick as they try to get Barghini on the end of that. Minute 10 to play. Here is Barraquette on the near side. And Woodbury starts through again. Duenas on the run. Duenas now lays it off. Pescascolito with a nice play there. Now Rios. Ball ahead, looking for Soomimo. Can't get it to him. And LaValle plays it down the wing. And Dokken, referee says play on as he collided with Fearing. Fearing comes through with the ball. Fearing takes a shot, and it's headed right back across the face. And we get a whistle and a free kick coming, which is taken by White Bear with 10 seconds to play. And Woodbury will snap its 2-game winless streak as So'omimo starts from the left and won't have time to squeeze a shot in. White Bear will go to 1-5-1. And the final score here is Woodbury 6 and White Bear Lake 3. White Bear Lake will be at Irondale on Thursday night, hoping for better against the Knights. And Woodbury will take on Moundsview at Woodbury, first of 3 in a row at home for them. They get Two Rivers on Saturday, and then Irondale coming up next Tuesday. Next home game for White Bear Lake is here against Blaine, coming up a week from Saturday on the 13th, as the Bengals will come here for a 1 o'clock Saturday matchup. And that's it for our first game. Second one coming. Final score, Woodbury 6, White Bear Lake 3. This is White Bear Lake Athletics on RICCIMediagroup.com.